welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna try to find a place to film that gives better lighting, but at this point I'm just gonna film right here because I kind of like it and it's not messy like my room is. So today we are doing a March wrap up, and I'm very excited because this is a March wrap up and an April TBR. I've never done a TBR before because usually I don't know like what books I'm gonna read in the month. I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna read whatever I feel like reading. But I am doing this Pop Sugar 2016 reading challenge, so I, kind of have like a bit of guidelines for what I'm going to be reading, so I thought that I would just include that because I kind of have an idea about what I'm going to be reading. So let's just get started with the March wrap-up though, because, yeah. I read 5 books this month. Are you proud? So the first book I read was a very big release for the booktube world. It was very exciting. I read Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard, and it was VV good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I don't really know what it is with me about like these really hyped up books, but I don't go crazy over them, like these series that people hype up so much. I feel like maybe it's because they hype them up so much that I don't like fall in love with them. So I'm not like in love with this book, but I really do like it. So I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I don't know. I'm kind of upset with this book though, because I really liked seeing more of the court, and I didn't get a lot of the court in this book. This book was mostly Mare kind of on the run after she escaped from Red Queen. So, I mean, it's good. It satisfies a lot. There are a lot of cool things that happen in this book that I'm very happy that happened. But I just kind of, I don't know. I wish I could see more of the court because I really do like court stuff, like fancy dresses and pretty stuff like that. So, I don't know. But I'm very excited for book 3. I think it's coming out next year, so I will wait, I guess. I suppose I will wait. And then the next book that I read this month or last month, I guess, because it's April, was Cruel Crown by Victoria Aveyard. And this is the 2 prequel novellas to Red Queen. And the first one, Queen Song, talks about Queen Coraine, who is Cal's mother, and it talks about her time becoming the queen and how she didn't go through like the queen's reel or whatever. She married for love, and how she became queen because like the prince was in love with her and all that fun stuff. And it was very nice, and it was very sad because she didn't feel like she was really up to the challenge of being queen, and she did die at the end, but I'm not going to tell you how she died because you gotta read Red Queen to find out. So, it was very sad, but it was very good. I gave that 4 stars because I really liked that, and you saw more of the court world, and I really, really, really like the court world. And then Steel Scars is Captain Farley's story leading up to like when she arrives in Norda to when she first meets Mayor Barrow. And I was not a big of a fan of that. I gave that 3 out of 5 stars just because it was kind of another, like, it was just a bunch of military tactics, honestly. And it was a bit of her falling in love with Shade, but not enough that I enjoyed it. So, sorry. So there was that. The next book I reread actually, Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. The last time I read this book was it was the summer before my 8th grade year, and I'm a senior in high school right now, so it was a very long time ago. And, this was good. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. This is a really good book because it talks about there are these firefighters in the future, and they start fires to burn books instead of putting out fires. So this is like a really good book. It's a very good science fiction novel, and it's not that long, and I really like it, and I feel like it's something everyone should read because it talks a lot about censorship and stuff. So like, if you liked 1984, you would definitely like this book. So I read Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince by J.K. Rowling, and this is the 6th book of the Harry Potter series. This made me feel things. Gave it 5 out of 5 stars because, like, I have every Harry Potter book because every Harry Potter book is fantastic. It made me feel things that I didn't want to feel. Sad things. Happy things. There was a lot of shipping in here. A lot of my favorite ships, my OTPs got together, which was fantastic. And my faves there was sad things that happened. I don't want to spoil anything because I know there are some people who have not read this, but if you have read this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's very sad. So I loved it though, definitely. This is kind of like the last bit of happiness before they're just like, all right, let's go kill Voldemort. Fuck this shit, let's go. This is the last book that takes place in Hogwarts, and I really love Hogwarts. I want to go back to Hogwarts. I want to go to Hogwarts, like, Hogwarts. It kind of sounds weird when you say it, because the book, like, Hogwarts, that sounds like an STD, honestly, but, so, very excited to read the last book, although so very sad to read the last book, because then that's the end of Harry Potter. But it's not the end of Harry Potter, because July 31st is when The Cursed Child comes out, so there will be more Harry Potter for me to enjoy, thankfully. And the very last book that I read in March was, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. And this is about a journalist who gets in trouble. He, like, writes false stuff about this really big businessman in his magazine. So he gets sued for it and he has to go to jail and all that stuff. So to escape, like, all the bad publicity he has right now, he goes out to Hedby Island and he partners with this very rich man of this, like, very rich family because this man's niece disappeared 10 years ago and he wants to know, like, what happened to his niece. I have feelings about this book. I gave this book 2 out of 5 stars. I hated this book. This book only made me feel 2 feelings, and that was disgust and boredom. So it would talk about, like, business stuff that I did not give a shit about, and then it would go into stuff about rape, which is a very trying topic, and it went into very graphic, violent scenes, and it just disgusted me, and it, like, I'm not going to read, I was supposed to read this book for Slay That series, and I was supposed to read, like, the rest of the series for Slay That series, and I'm not going to read the rest of the books, because this book, I hated so much. I mean, I know that a lot of people loved it because it was on the bestsellers list for a long time, but I just wasn't a fan, so definitely, and especially if you plan to read this, they're not kidding about the trigger warnings. This is a very, very graphic book, and it's just, yeah. So, I did not like it. No, thank you. I might watch the movie, though. I feel like I'm going to either read the graphic novel version of this book or watch the movie, just because Lisbeth Salander is my queen. And that's the only reason I didn't give this book 1 star, is because I love Lisbeth so much, and she's such a badass, and I just love reading about her. So, you know, that was good. So that is all the books that I read in March, and now let's get on to my April TBR. I got this book from NetGalley, and it's called Sophie by Jenny Sargam, and I've already finished it, but I finished it in April, so it's kind of like an April book. The next book that I am planning to read, I'm actually listening to, is The Jungle by Upton Sinclair, and this book is about the meatpacking industry in America in the 1920s, and I've been listening to this book, and it's very, very good. I really, really like it. It's very, I don't know, I really like historical fiction, and I didn't realize how much I liked historical fiction until I was listening to this book. So I'm definitely going to have to start reading more historical fiction. And the book I plan to read after that is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, which is the last book in the Harry Potter series. I've already started it. I'm 98 pages in, and it's very good so far. It's very tense. That's all I have to say. It's tense. But yeah, so this is the book where basically Harry's like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to go kill Voldemort. So we get that. And honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to even be able to read the rest of these books that I have planned to read this month, just because this book is like, 800 pages? 790 pages? Something like that. So I don't know if I will, because I really just want to finish this book. Because I've been reading Harry Potter, like, on the side with my other books because vlogging about, like, just Harry Potter is not really going well because a lot of people have already read Harry Potter, so I want to put, like, some new books out there, and I want to review new books, too. So I have not put any reviews for Harry Potter up yet. I'm going to review the entire series when I finish this book, so stay tuned for that video. The next book that I plan to read this month is I plan to reread You Were Here by Corey McCarthy. I talked about this book in a book review. I love this book so much. 5 out of 5. I love this book so much. And I've read it in ebook form, but I haven't read it in book form. And now that it's finally out and in my hands, I want to reread it. So I'm going to do that. And then the next book that I hope to read, if I have time, is I would like to start on the Alienated series by Melissa Landers. And this is a romance set in the future where aliens have made contact with Earth, and this alien is being like, what's it called? An exchange student. This alien up here is an exchange student to Earth, and he's living with this girl, and they fall in love. So, intergalactic exchange students. I'm very excited. And if I have time, I might start the second book too in this series, because I think it's a trilogy. So I'm very excited for that. And this is a signed copy. I forgot that I bought it as a signed copy. But where is it? There she blows. You can't even see it. There it is. It's a very light signature. So yeah, those are the books that I plan to read in April. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment below what you want to see next. Or comment below if you read any of these books or what I should read here. Just put a comment because I like talking with you guys. Subscribe if you have not already, and I will link all of my social media below, as well as my book blog, where you can check out reviews of more in-depth reviews of books that I read. And also, an exciting announcement, one of my short stories, The Stranger, was published in my school's literary magazine. So I will link that below. It's an online literary magazine, and there are some really other good writings too in there, so you should totally check those out. But mine's published. I'm very excited because this is the first time I've ever had anything published, except for the stuff I do on Wattpad. So yeah, you guys should totally check that out. I will link all of that below, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!